Hello everyone, Minute Plus Meditation here. It is Thursday, December the 11th. It's the feast of Saint Damasus. Why he's so important, other than the fact that he was the Pope, I believe, yes, he was the Pope, is he commissioned Saint Jerome to translate the scriptures from Hebrew and Greek into Latin, the Vulgate. It had a profound influence on the history of Christianity, because then it would, of course, translate it into the languages in the future, the language of the peoples. But Latin was the language of the empire, it was the Latin of the people. So we owe that to Saint Damasus. Okay, to the first reading, Isaiah 41. Do not fear, you worm Jacob, you insect Israel. I will help you, says the Lord. Your Redeemer is the Holy One of Israel. It's always important to read the entire reading, as I've said many times before. So again, this emphasis on Israel in the future will experience the effects, the consequences of its sin. God has foreseen this. And their worst fear is not the sin itself or being in exile, but will be the sense of abandonment by God. And God is reassuring them. He's kind of pre-planning, if you will, their exile and the fears they will experience, as a result of being taken away from the Holy Land, from the Promised Land. God will not abandon them, so they don't have to give in to their fears. Okay, and I mean, this is so necessary for you and me as well. Oftentimes when we keep committing a particular sin, we feel abandoned, we feel hopeless, we feel despairing. Remember the promises of God. He's foreseen this. It doesn't mean you and I have to do it, but God has already seen this from eternity, and He's given us the grace we need to help us recover our relationship with Him. Over to the Gospel in Matthew chapter 11. From the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven has suffered violence, and the violent take it by force. This is kind of an idiom. It's not referring to physical violence. The people would have understood this. It's referring to a kind of intensity or courage of those who will battle against sin with the grace that God offers them in Jesus Christ. And that's something that, as we approach the season, the Feast of Christmas, we see all the graces God has promised us are present in Jesus Christ. That's why it's so important that we long for Christmas, that we long for the birth of Jesus Christ, that we long for the rebirth of Jesus Christ in our own heart and souls. So, courage, intensity. God bless you.